Hey allemaal. We wachten even tot Tara ons komt joinen. Hey you guys. Hey Leah, I saw your message come in, but I was already logged out. Welcome you guys. We're just waiting for Tara to join us. Hope y'all feeling good. That's what's up, Leo. Good to see you guys here. I'm excited. Yes. Great rising, Big Tara. I see you in here. So can you send me a request? There you go. Let me see. There you are. Hey, Aruna. Big sis. Little sis.
What's
Wow.
up?
Yes.
All right. I was having a little trouble. My phone was like service issues.
Oh,
And I was like,
no.
Mercury retrograde? So early
That
in
was
the
the
morning?
Mercury. Yep. Are you
Hi.
okay?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Today was the 40th day of the solo challenge I'm doing. So that's the last day. And it's done. So I'm great. I'm like, hey, I did that.
That's amazing. You look rested even though it's really early. I'm just going to ask everybody how the sound is. How's the sound, you guys? You guys can hear us? And no complaints.
Okay. Hi.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, Queen, it was great to
What's up?
meet you yesterday.
Yes.
We had a really good talk, and I kind of want to share with everybody what we discussed.
Yeah, feel free. Feel free.
Feel free. Um, can you please introduce yourself for the ones that don't know you yet?
Sure, sure. Don't see me do my hair. I can't decide. But yeah, what's up? My name is Tara, aka Big Tara. Um, she, her. I'm a native New Yorker. I'm black. I say,
Right.
yeah, I'm a B-girl, a MC. I've done all the New York City cultural dance things just because it's all there. And I'm a third generation club kid. My grandma used to go to the Savoy Room and the Cotton Club and all of these clubs getting her booty.
Wow.
My cousin used to go to the garage and all these other parties back, So yeah, it's really like club culture, dancing, just the whole lineage of it is my heritage. It's not something I just heard about, like it's passed down.
Right.
So I just wanted to say that because sometimes I see these dialogues or people say things and I'm like, okay, but actually I'm here. So I know what you're saying is either incorrect or you're just making it up or whatever.
Right.
So um, yeah, I have an experience link to everything. So it's a little different than just I heard about it or saw it on YouTube.
I understand. And do you get that a lot, that people make assumptions based on what they see or what they think you are, who they think you are?
I think so. I think sometimes like I feel like there's times I've gone to events where people try to look down on me because I'm not competing, or they think they're better than me because they're competing or because they train. And it's like, yeah, I don't do all that. Like, it's my culture. I'm just living it. You
Right.
know, you're not ever going to be more than my culture than I am. Like, it's not even a competition like that. So it's like, why can't you just respect that I'm a real one and be glad that you actually are seeing a real one at the event, you
That's
know?
right. That's right. I see Aruna telling them, tell them. You better tell them, because definitely to live the culture, because you're talking about, I live the culture. I feel the culture. I breathe the culture. I get up. I don't have to think about how hip hop or how much of a dancer I am, because you're a natural dancer, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And
I've been
what can people expect from a natural dancer?
from a natural dancer.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of self-taught. There's a lot of dancers that are taught either classical trained, or
Right.
they went to school for it. Or did you attend any classes for your dancing, or did you just one day get up and because of who you are dance?
Well, I used to just dance when I was little. My mom did put me in dance classes, because she also like was into the arts and wanted to, have something for her kids to do. But I did like ballet, tap, jazz, for, until like my teens at least. But I also did like playing the piano, playing the viola, like playing
Right.
the flute. Like I was just in the arts. But in terms of dance, it's like it's just a naturally seeking spirit you have towards movement and culture and understanding and connecting with people. And um yeah, it's not necessarily like, for me personally, I love dance so much that I didn't want to put pressure on it. I
Mm,
didn't want to put capitalism on it. Because I saw friends who were forced to dance in order for them to make money. And
right.
I didn't want to do that. Like where they wouldn't feel well, or where they were injured, or where it was a project that they didn't feel 100%, good about in their soul. So like, that's the kind of thing that I just didn't want to do that to dancing, because I really love dancing so much, and I just wanted to keep that for me. So
Right.
do it any way I want, as much as I wanted, freedom, therapy for me. Now, I do teach in my community, but that's different. Like that feels like me doing work within my community, uplifting the youth, giving them tools for being creative and having confidence and appreciating music and dance, and how it can really be a therapeutic tool when you
Right.
work stuff out. Like that
Right.
feels good always, because like I love seeing the young people from, I work at that Lower East Side Girls Club, and I love seeing like the girls around the neighborhood, and like knowing that
Wow.
part of their support process, their support
Wow.
system. So that's different, but like I just never wanted to compromise dancing. I just always wanted to leave it purely for me. Whenever I want, no one's gonna tell me when to do it, or how to do it, or how to dress, or that I gotta wear this and that to fit into this, image, or sell this product. So yeah.
So you put your soul and your body and everything, your spirit when you dance.
Yeah.
Right. And you do that in everything. I get that strong feeling from you. Is that everything for you is a feeling?
Yeah, I'm pretty feeling stuff. Hey, it's my sister.
Oh, your people are joining?
Yes, what's up? All my friends who joined. I saw a bunch of people, but then I saw my sister. Like, it's my sister.
Yeah, this is special because you woke up, you had to wake up for this.
I did not, because the yoga that I do it at 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
So I was awake, but still like 9 a.m. still feels early. But yeah, I've been getting up 5:30 a.m. Just to keep structure and discipline as parts of my daily regimen. Um, the way that COVID-19 has impacted my schedule
Wow.
and move
Yeah.
around, and just everything has been, it's forced me to have to reevaluate and restructure my lifestyle, just so I can, yeah, stay on point. I've been
Kundalini.
rocking with the Brujas of Brooklyn, these awesome
Mm,
Dominican twins. Um, yes, yeah, we're also doing a detox.
man. Listen, because we spoke yesterday, because I felt like when we talked yesterday, I was like, okay, this hour is going to just fly by because you were touching on COVID for a minute, and
Yeah.
Tell me about it, because you said something so profound yesterday when I asked you how has COVID made a difference on, as far as freedom for you and restricting it and your
Mm.
movements. And you said something so profound. I don't know if you remember still what you said, but I bet.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. That was one of those aha moments that I had. Like, we have all this time to ourselves to reflect on ourselves in life.
Right,
Yeah, one of my observations to myself was just that, like, my life doesn't feel like totally different in terms of how I'm looking at things. Like, I was already in like kind of a survival mode and kind of a hustle mode and kind of like, you know, being aware of stuff. And so like that is not new for me. Like, I feel like my approach to life hasn't changed. It's just like a little more intense now. And I feel
right,
like a lot of new people who have never felt life like this before, because they're saying things like, wow, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And I'm like, wow, welcome to the club. Or like, oh, I had to consider this. It's like, yeah, I've been having to consider these kinds of things all the time.
forever.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
hear you. And you said it's not a huge difference
no,
as far as it's surviving
no, it's not.
is. And do you feel like it's like that for a lot of Black people in New York, or brown people in New York, or from different ethnicities, who are from different ethnicities, or come from a background where they had to fight to get what they achieved? Or
I think a lot of people of color, or Black and Indigenous people of color have been in positions where, for generations they had to struggle and, figure out ways to survive, ways to get ahead, ways to get around, racism, sexism, ways to push through difficult limitations on their abilities and their resources. Um, so like that energy, that way of maneuvering life is not new for, I think, a lot of people of color, and just a lot of people in a certain economic demographic as well.
right,
Like, you always have to figure out how to make a dollar out of 15 cents.
there you go.
So yeah, like some of us it's not that. It's like
Yeah,
an
that's
version, or it's like, wow, look at y'all with me now. Wow, we're all here together.
how you like me. How you feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? You tell me. That's probably how
So
you're feeling.
yeah, it's
Right. Because
yeah.
there's so much going on. And we spoke about the shift in the world and the energy and the
Yeah,
way we're feeling. This time is extremely, you could say, special. Um,
that's a good word.
there's a lot of energy in the air, constantly feeling like something is about to happen. And
Yeah,
there's a shift that's going to take place. Well, a lot of people that are sensitive to their surroundings and the changing of the environment and the universe and whatnot. They call them spiritual people. I just call them people from the soul who feel rather than to think
right.
sometimes. Did you expect 2020 to be this? That's a horrible question. I know.
um, it's really strange because like earlier this year, like in the beginning of the year, oh, Mel is on here. Hey, Mel.
Tell your
Um,
people you see them. Yeah.
yes. In the beginning of the year, I like had a moment where I was like, "Where's all this stuff that I'm always writing?" Like whenever there's a moon, a major moon phase, full moon or a new moon, I've made the commitment to myself to kind of like share my thoughts on it, and
Right.
and I'm like, where was I going with that anyway? But then the way this year is going, I'm like, wow, this wow, it was great preparation for this, talking about self-care, talking about support systems, talking about releasing what needs to go, um just all of these things, including like self-reflection in general,
Right.
and take care of your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, being
Right.
plant-based, like all the things I was talking about. Like, I know that I feel way more prepared than if I hadn't been like making those changes in my lifestyle. Because health is so important right now.
Right.
Because not just, honestly, it's not just like COVID per se, the virus, but even just like mental health. Like a lot of people, like being home alone as long as they were, or being, stuck in the house with whoever they were stuck with, was not really conducive to their mental or emotional health.
No,
Or they didn't have like the right, structures in place to support them, like therapy or a counselor, or a good squad of friends at least to vent with. um so yeah, like I just feel like people now just really need to take care of themselves. Like there's a
I
lot of
hear
stuff
you.
out there happening, and I also always, talk about getting your messages, which getting your messages, like what do you need to be doing right now? Where should you be going? Who do you need to talk to? What are the 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 opportunities being sent your way? Like you don't want to miss them.
I hear
And
you.
I feel like a lot of people are very busy listening to messages from other people. Like there's so much people with opinions and telling you what to do and where to go. And so just make sure, like, you got your messages. What are
Right.
you supposed to
Yeah.
be doing? You're not necessarily supposed to be following the crowd. You're not necessarily supposed to be arguing with this troll. You're not necessarily supposed to be like, hanging out with this person anymore if they make you feel like shit. Like just, really paying attention to when you feel like good in your chest, you feel good in your belly, when you're making a
Right.
decision, and like, okay, I feel good 100% about this decision. Like, just keep looking for that.
I hear you. I hear you. And definitely another thing that is major at this moment is that thing we spoke about yesterday, Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
We've been knowing, of course, that Black Lives Matter. They have been
Yeah.
matter to us. I mean,
Yeah.
the lives of our mothers, our brothers, and our fathers have
Listen.
mattered.
Oh,
So,
listen.
how do you feel about everybody? Um, how do you feel about your brothers and sisters, first of all, waking up, and then are a lot of allies joining us? How do you feel about that?
Um, I feel great that everyone is waking up, is getting on board with the movement for basically it's for humanity, like for us all to be able to live peacefully, um, and have like just real peace, like not like half-ass peace or a kind of half citizen peace, but just like
Mm,
real peace where we all treat each other properly. And the journey to that is through Black Lives Matter, it seems right now, which is not anything new. I mean, Black people a lot of times are the ones who lead movements, whether people want to give us our props or not.
well,
um,
I hear
if you
you.
look at the receipts, it's usually us at the root of a lot of
Mm,
great things. um, but I'm super excited that people of color are embracing their heritage, learning more about their heritage, feeling good about their heritage in a way that I wasn't raised to feel like, or I wasn't educated in school. Like I'm so mad. Like in school, we were out here making like paper turkeys and
mm.
pilgrims for Thanksgiving, like
Thanksgiving.
and just other things that I'm like, wow, y'all are such liars. Even just the atlas, the map in school, like not even, why
Right.
couldn't Africa be its correct size?
There you
Like
go.
so I'm really excited for all of us to learn more about ourselves. And I've learned a lot too, like learning about the psychological effects of racism, for example, that I didn't know. So that's awesome. It's really empowering to learn about yourself, especially since a lot of us had our heritages, our ancestors stolen from us, our connection, the bridge to them
Right.
stolen from us, like in terms of names, language, origin.
Right.
But I mean, that's another thing about dance. It's still the rhythm that's in my DNA, so that couldn't be taken.
There you
Um,
go.
but in terms of allies, that's really exciting too. I'm like, I mean, at the same time, I'm like, really? But we've been talking about this for like centuries. Now you get it?
Mm.
Now? Okay,
Well,
I'm not complaining. Get to work.
at least you get it.
Get to work because we got work to do. But wow, now,
Right.
oh, okay. Um,
Right.
yeah, so I'm excited to see everybody on their journeys. Sometimes it's really awesome to be a part of it or observe it. Sometimes I have to fall back because it's a little intense. Like everyone's awakening process is different, and some people's like I'm just not equipped to hold space for that. You know, it's a little too intense or um too triggering. Like sometimes I don't want to hear you talk about how black people were hated in your culture. Like I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear
Right.
how you hate my or how your family hates my features or my hair or my skin. Like sometimes
Right.
I want to hear that. I know, but I don't need to hear you talk about it.
Do you feel
So
like that is sorry to cut you off, but do you feel like that is only adding negative energy to the something that is extremely obvious to you? And do you feel like that is just highlighting something that we don't need to highlight right now? Like, because I can feel where you're coming from, because I don't want to hear any more victim stories myself. Like, people always tend to ask you as soon as you're in the media or something, or anybody on the street, or people that are just waking up, what happened to you? How, what have you experienced that was racist?
oh
And then
my
you
god.
have to rehash that feeling that
Oh
you felt, and they
yeah.
constantly want you to just go back and forth and just
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's like reopening wounds physically. Like it's painful and like it's violent, you know, it's emotionally kind of violent. Yeah, like April was really intense. Like whenever it was at or in May, like even now, because like places are changing, including places where I work, and it's like sometimes we have to have these really uncomfortable conversations. Where it's like one sometimes white people are either seeking validation
right,
or like I'm not one of those bad white people or like I don't know, they bring up stuff in a way like it's not going to be kind of hurtful for you. So yeah, that yeah, that's a lot because like you thought you were done with that issue and you moved forward and
right.
that's what we have to do. You know, we may witness some awfulness, but we got work to do. So
You
it's like
do.
it was like calling up all types of stuff I had packed away
There you
and
go.
I processed it, that whole transmuting like that negative stuff. But it's okay though at the same time because honestly I don't want to move forward with that stuff inside of my heart anyway. But oh yeah, that
Yeah,
was
it's heavy. It's
yes.
heavy because you spoke about the work that needs to be done. And
Hmm.
I feel you on the work, because people, it feels like people are expecting this to be over in 2 days. Like, it
Right.
hasn't taken forever to come about, and then it would just magically disappear. Like, racism would disappear, and we'd all hold hands and sing kumbaya on the beach somewhere, and they would find a place where we could all go back to in Africa, like a big land, and everybody will be living happily ever after. What is the
Right.
work? What is the work?
Okay. I mean, it's
I,
definitely not like a light switch. It's not a light switch like, oh, I'm not racist anymore. Like, and it's everybody has to do this work. It's
right.
decolonizing. Decolonizing is not easy. Decolonizing is deep self-reflection and recognizing how you have been like impacted by, white supremacy as it exists within your society. What things do you say? What things have you internalized? You know what I mean? Like, and not
Yeah.
everybody, and it's not easy and it's not fun, but it needs to be done. Like, if we want the world to exist into the future, we need to learn how to treat people. And honestly, like learning how to treat Black people is like a first step because people are having a hard time with like trans people. People are having a hard time with, you know, with even like acknowledging how men can treat women or how women can treat men. Um, in terms of like sexism and sexual assault and things of
Right.
that nature. Like these are all problems that are not helpful for us, that are not conducive for us living peaceful lives together. So we have to address them all. And I feel like Black Lives Matter, like y'all A lot of people love Black stuff.
Hmm.
You can't love Black people. How are you gonna like get to the next level of
Right.
embracing everyone? You know, and
Right.
that's also a reflection of something in your life that is not making you happy. That, you know, everything is interconnected. So if you don't know how to treat people in your environment, trust you're not treating yourself properly either.
There you go. Because then I've been having these aha moments forever, and then talking to you, it kind of just puts stuff into perspective. It's beautiful, and I see somebody from New York, Motion,
No,
NYC. Yeah, you know, of course. She says it's a humanistic. Well, hold up. I'm trying to read. I don't have my glasses on. It's a humanistic realization that we need to see in social. Yeah.
yeah,
And the thing is, for us to be on the same page, like equals,
right.
we should actually see each other as human beings first.
Yes.
That would be the most amazing thing.
Oh, Grand Wizard Theodore. Yes.
But we're asking for only for us to matter. You think we're asking for too little because we're saying Black Lives Matter?
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other thing. Like, it's a great movement. They're doing great stuff.
Peace.
Um, yeah, but peace, Grand Wizard Theodore. Um, but I feel like it might like to me, Black Lives Matter is like a gateway drug. You know, for people who are now having their awakening. Now they can start their, you know, okay, I can go on this Instagram and look up stuff. I can sign some petitions. All right, I can go on this bike ride with my friends and support. You know what? I don't like what. Okay, I'm gonna look up what does defunding the police mean, and this makes sense. So I feel like it's a great opening. For whatever like people have criticisms about it and George Soros and who's leading it, and I mean I don't really get into all of that. I look more at like what people are doing around me and how they're feeling, and I'm seeing people having an outlet to learn more about being a freedom fighter, period.
Right.
It's a stepping stone, period. Like so I think that yeah, Black Lives Matter is and there's also a time where like things are what they are. There's only so much you can shift, like
Right.
the way things are. So like complaining is not gonna change nothing.
One step at a time, right?
Yeah, like what is the action you need to be doing right now? Like worrying about what someone else is doing and how they're doing it wrong. That's not
Right.
You don't have time for that. Like this is really not the time for that. Believe me, I've been there doing that too. But right
I
now,
know.
I'm going inward. I'm minding my business.
There you go.
I mean, the way COVID hit, the way like people have like so many elders have been lost. I've lost a couple of people.
Yeah.
It's
So
just
sorry.
thank you. And just also like I can't travel. I'm not going to IBE this year.
Mm.
Like so many of my friends lost people, work, like sense of purpose, just all types of things. So it's like right now you just need to be grateful for what you have
Today. Yeah.
and try to make the most of it and try to create like if you want to see peace, like really make sure like you've taken care of that in your environment. Like if you're worried about the children, take care of the children in your life first before
Right.
let's make sure those children are taken care of, before you're out here like worrying about millions, so like
Mm.
we have to learn how to take care of ourselves, and then from that overflowing cup, that's what we like give to others and invest in others.
I feel you because I feel, especially what you're saying about the fact that you're going inward. I feel like a lot of introverts who are actually going out doing their work, right? I'm a
Yeah.
singer, and when I used to be on stage, I would go out, but I would still be an introvert because I would share what was in my deepest soul with people. And I feel like I see a lot of introverts like that are on the podium or on a platform, just going deeper and deeper into solitary and in solitude, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of going outward with the pain, lashing out at others, basically just holding a mirror up to yourself and asking you, what can I do to contribute?
Yeah.
But how can I heal? How can I use
Yeah.
this time? Because this is, for me, I never expected, of course, COVID to come out and throw, you know, throw away all our plans and start
Yep.
traveling and whatever, and seeing our friends and just sharing our art. But change never comes the way we expect it.
Sure doesn't.
So we just have to accept what it is right now, and use this time and this space, as you said, to look within ourselves.
Yep.
And you gave me a, a lot of good tips yesterday. I love your health journey. We spoke about how to heal. We're going to talk about how to heal our own mental struggle, like our whole generational curses that we're dealing with as Black people, as a huge family. I mean, we got to start somewhere. So we got to start from ourselves. And you told me about Salomon seal, an
Oh,
herb. It was amazing. I ordered it today, but could you tell something about, because when I called the sister yesterday, she told me that she was buying herbs. So I went with her on a journey, and I met her people that were selling her herbs.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we know about the herb this, but you tell me about the herbs for the people that don't know anything about that. Tell me about it.
Um, well, herbs in general. Um, yeah, I don't know what came over me, honestly. I guess it was just one of those messages or a spirit or whatever, but I just started becoming more and more involved with plants.
Right.
I think it was just such a city kid that I didn't want to be so uncomfortable with nature as I was. But whatever the case, I've done like a herbal apprenticeship. I also work in a cannabis education company. I mean, we make
Wow.
edibles as well, are allergen free or allergen sensitive, which I don't know if y'all know what that is. It just
Yeah.
means like that we're like that some people that's not trying to eat meat stuff. So we have vegan options, dairy free, um,
Gluten free, probably.
gluten free, nut free, like all different kinds of frees because Black people have specific diets that are not
Yeah.
necessarily um, what's been pushed on us in America. Um, so yeah, um, but yeah, I just wanted to connect more with the earth, and and then I just started to really connect more with plants to the extent that like I can see how there are plant spirits and how they pop up and where they're needed, and it's an unconditional love that plants offer if you really think about it. Because they're always there, they don't ask anything, and you could always lean on a tree, you could always hug a tree, and the tree isn't going to be like, give me $5 though, you know what I'm saying? Like the tree's just going to be there, through the
Right.
storm and all of that. And yeah, and I was telling you how like on my
Yeah.
plant journey, yeah, like it's so crazy. One day we were like sharing, like checking in for the day, and I started crying, like, because there's like this huge community garden in front of my house that's always been there, but and I've lived in the same building since I was 3 years old, so I would just like be totally ignoring it, and I'm like, and the plants were there, they were always just like, hi Sarah, I'm just ignoring them.
That's
So,
beautiful.
it's really funny, but like it was like wow, I was ignoring this unconditional love from these you know,
Waiting
plants,
for you.
and and who doesn't want more love, and especially unconditional love? So, yeah, like get into plants, connect with the planet, connect with the earth, connect with the earth's frequency right now, because right now the earth seems like it's purging. So, like, how can I help?
Yes, definitely.
How can I help you with that? Let me support
Well,
that.
you probably feel your circle. Well, a lot of us are feeling that their circle is getting smaller and smaller. People basically just eliminate themselves and are out. It is a global purging. I tell you that. That's beautiful. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah, it definitely is. And one other thing that that's important is for me, because I travel to New York quite a lot. I have a lot of family there. And the thing that I always find among the Black community is that a lot of people that are how do I say it? A lot of people that are heavy into Christianity or religion
Mhm.
are struggling with certain things. Are you laughing? Huh? You know where I'm going.
No, I don't. It was just, yeah, I was Catholic. But keep going, keep going.
Yeah, because I was raised Jehovah's Witness.
Ooh.
Yeah, and at some point, I kept asking questions throughout my life. I'm an advocate, so when I find something I stand before, you know, that I stand with or I believe in, I go all out always. So as
Yeah,
I did for the
me
Jehovah's
too.
Witness as well.
If
But
I'm a I'm a commit. Right.
right, but I found out along the way that I didn't get the answers that I was looking for, and I didn't see myself in the religion. So I left, which was a struggle for me, of course, to de-religionize my mind. So I
Hmm.
found my own path. I try to find my own path, and I still do. I go by feeling rather
Hmm.
than here. I feel it here, and I get signals. And you know the messages that you were talking about. You can choose to listen to the messages on the news, people
Right.
around you, but you got to go inside yourself to get the right messages for yourself. How
Right.
do you feel? Because if for me, it's sometimes it's a struggle with the people I meet, especially in the States, that don't have a home country to go back to. Um, and one day they're this, the other day they're that, and they jump on a lot of stuff, but they can't really find who they are. That identity is a little bit foggy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on right now. I mean, I went on my own spiritual journey like as soon as I was 18. Like I had already had it planned in my mind in high school. Like, yeah, like as soon as I graduate, I'm cutting off this perm, I'm getting locked,
Wow.
and I'm not gonna be Catholic anymore. Um, and I went on like a journey, like exploring different religions. Um, and I came to Buddhism, which has been lit for me, uh, just because they really the message, the philosophy is that you have unlimited potential, period. You know, and it's about you being your happiest self by just being yourself. Like
Right.
if you're yourself, your true self, you're gonna feel good because you're just doing your thing, you're doing you, you know. But it's when you compromise, that's when you start feeling like eerie, irritated inside, and like not happy, and etc. etc. So yeah, Buddhism was my jam. It still is my jam. Um, and not to say that any specific group is perfect,
No.
because you know what I'm really seeing right now is like all group racism training with their staff, or um, you know, something like that. Because it's not like, oh, I'm just a nice person, so I'm going to be perfectly not doing racist or sexist things or things that, you know, support or perpetuate rape culture, you know. So
Mm.
it requires training, but I feel like if there are people who are lost, like just start like one, you gotta go inward first and just recognize when you feel good about stuff, like for real, real, not just that you like are a fan of someone, but like you really feel good, like, wow, this person is all around awesome. And just
Right.
start like, you know, you don't have to worship them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like check out the people who you think, oh, I like how they live their life. Let me just learn from, let me just
Yeah.
see where they're getting their inspiration from. You know, and
Right.
explore stuff and read books. Um, but yeah, I do know like a lot of people are feeling lost because like COVID really messed up people's whole life structure, and it can make you like wonder about your purpose in life, or what are you supposed to do with your time, or what does the future hold for you. So I would say like don't worry because you're still here when there's a
Mm.
lot of people who's not here anymore.
Mm.
And just like if you open up and just ask, I swear, like even if it's your ancestors in your DNA, they're gonna tell you something. But you have
Right.
to really openly humble yourself and ask.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And talking about that, you spoke on We had a little conversation, short conversation yesterday about our women
Oh,
and how we how a lot of us don't feel protected, like we're protected.
right,
And there's basically a lot of predators out there.
right.
You want to touch on that for a second?
Sure. I mean, from what I'm seeing right now, all right, from my life experience, for sure, women of color, I can speak actually from my experience. I can say Black women are not protected. We definitely have to, like, strong Black women. She can handle it. Like all of
Yeah.
these things, like put on us from the start, so that we're already like kind of breaking our back to do extra, to like support extra, to do an emotional labor that nobody else is trying to do. And because like we're at the bottom of the totem pole, like we see everything, like we're aware of sexism when it's happening, we're aware of racism when it's happening, and we're aware of how like we can do things, but it won't be popular until like Kim Kardashian does it and changes the name and is ready to sell it, or like our features are ugly, like our lips, our butt, our bodies, but then people are getting all types of, tanning salons and Botox and like crazy illegal butt injections. So it's really weird. Like, and then just that civilization is supposed to come from like an African woman, a Black woman. It
Right.
really bugs me out that like we're at the bottom of the totem pole, but this is where everybody
Yeah.
came from. We're the
Right.
ones with the special chromosome, but we're still treated in a way where it's hard for us to find like, or we have to do more work to feel like beautiful, to feel soft, to feel like just because we're speaking up for ourselves, it doesn't mean that we're like bitter or angry. It's just we see more and people don't listen to us, so that kind of pisses us off. But within the dance community lately, I've just seen a lot of conversations coming up in addition to the Black Lives Matter conversations, conversations about predators in the dance community. And that's not a new thing either.
No.
That's not a new thing either. There's been grooming, there's been pervy dudes,
Yeah.
and people don't do anything about it. People are just like, oh well, or or she knew what she was getting into,
She dressed like that, so she wanted it.
or
I
she
mean,
just
she's
trying to
there.
get attention, you
Yeah.
know, whatever excuses. Or, but I like that dude, and he said he didn't, or it was a misunderstanding. It's like, no, like this is our community, so if you're gonna tolerate that kind of trash, like that's you. That's a reflection of you and the type of person you are,
Right.
of being a cowardly person, and that will come back on you, eventually. But within the dance community, yeah, that does need to be addressed. I'm not saying I have the miraculous way to address it, because right now,
No.
with everything happening, there's so many people triggered and concerned about racism, sexism, like politics and Trump, and like who's paying what, and a vaccine and COVID and Bill Gates and 5G, and
Wow.
there's so many different things for people to be worried about, and all that is really doing is creating division and fear. So people just, that's why I'm like, people, can we just calm down?
Calm
Can
down.
we just actually take a moment to really listen to people? Or if you're not in that space, then just be to yourself. If you can't listen, like fully listen to someone without thinking like, all right, let me listen so I can have my rebuttal ready. That's not
Mm-hmm.
listening. And also just really look at what's going on and really talk to your real friends about what they're experiencing. That's how you really gauge what's happening in the world.
Right.
Um, you don't have to take it from doctored information, or unsubstantiated information, or information with an agenda from like news outlets that are mostly owned by the same people, or strange videos that are edited together by like people you don't even know, who have their own agenda. Just
Yes.
like get back to humanity. My one of my really good friends, Al, he's like got this whole campaign talking about stay with humanity, like stay with your human side, Don't be so ego, so virtual, so, controlled by people. Learn how to feel your own intuition. Learn how to actually like make new friends and treat people properly, not like how it's convenient for you. So I don't know. It's like it's too much going on
There's
outside.
a
Like
lot going on. And the
I
way
don't know.
you just summed them all up like that made it even more clear that
Yeah,
for us to move forward right now is to stand still for a moment, maybe.
just a second. Just a
Right?
second.
Just a
Yeah.
second. For we don't have to, because I feel like there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of people suffering from depression that were basically quarantining by themselves.
Right.
Older people who are in homes that have nobody coming to visit them, and
Right.
we are a people that actually need.
Bye, sis.
Oh, you see what's going. We are a people that need that, especially the creatives. We need to, in order for us to create, a lot of us go outward and connect with other creatives. And
Right.
there's a lot of ways to do
Exactly.
it, right? There's a lot of
Exactly.
ways to do it over the internet and stuff, but it doesn't feel the same. I actually, being a member of the Hip Hop House family, our office is in the building, and I have never had so much fun going to work because I know there's people that I can hug, that I can feel, that I can love on.
Hip
And
hop house. Oh,
that's the thing. And like if I text somebody at the Hip Hop House like, Aruna, you there? I'm coming to get my hug. That's first
yay.
thing. And then you get that full hug where you just
I want to
close your
have
eyes and you
fun.
feel each other. And if whether you're
Right.
going through something that day, it lifts you up and it energizes you. It gives you um it makes your creativity come alive, that
Yes.
environment.
Yes.
So for us not to be able to go there,
Right.
it seriously feels like a problem. Me as a single woman, no love, that is a problem. I have 3 kids, but no love from anybody outside my children. So
Mhm.
it is a serious time. And I think, how do you, in this time with all this going on, still can keep your balance and still create? Because do you still feel like you're creative at this point?
Um,
Or is your creativity different now?
not as much. Not as creative as I would like to be, but it's because like I've been doing like just a lot of labor in terms of processing all that's happening and
Right.
supporting other people and just making sense of stuff. But I've definitely been journaling. I definitely been jumping around dancing, just because that feels good also. Um, and I've been teaching, my the youth in my neighborhood, so that's been a creative outlet as well. But yeah, I feel like it's also about what you were talking about, like just having a really good support system. Like I still talk to my crews, like all my crews, they have been like, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have my crews, which is Heartbreakers, Mawu, and
Mawu, yeah.
the
And what was
anomalies.
the last one?
The anomalies. That's
The
my very first
anomalies.
crew. We've been together since '95. So, and all of my crews, like I've been with them over 10 years. And we're like really, like I really see how that's my family, like in a different way. Like I had the realization like, wow, they connect with me in a very special way that my family doesn't, which is
Mm.
fine. But like I'm so glad to have like in these days where you can really forget who you are and what you were doing, like they're the reflection that reminds you like, no, you're this, you do this, you be into this, you need to
Yeah.
do this. You're like, yes, thank you, because I forgot, I got a little lost there, you know. um People who will see you when you can't see yourself, and people who
Powerful.
always like inject you with like courage and joy and you know yeah, just courage and joy and hope for what, and to just believe in yourself, because this what's happening in the world right now for me feels very unbelievable sometimes.
It
So
does. It does. So shout out to those people that keep you remembering who you are. Keep remembering you who you are.
be you, and it could be you, because I'll tell you, like my memory things that pop up on Facebook and Instagram also be like, they're like notes from myself. Like, by the way, remember you posted this message? I'm gonna remind you.
Yep.
So,
Remember when you were out traveling the world and now you
right,
stuck at home? Remember who
right,
you are. You are
right.
Big Tara.
Exactly,
And why are
exactly.
you called Big Tara?
I really don't know. Like in junior high school, I got that name, and that was a really long time ago, and it just stuck. I don't know. Maybe it's my eyes or like smile. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
for me, I think it's your aura that is just huge. The love that you, yeah,
it,
that you show everybody.
I'm open for that too. You know. What's up,
Definitely.
Bgirl
Yeah, because
MC?
I wanted to ask people if they have any questions to please um, ask them now because we're talking and Layal told me, please remember the questions.
Oh,
So,
right, right,
so,
right,
so
right.
definitely.
Has any questions?
So
Um,
what do you see? Um, it's a crazy question because I'm asking you something that
me, yes.
what do you see for the future right now? And I'm talking future. I'm not talking tomorrow or next week, but how do you see this playing out? What do you feel like the effects will be in the dance world or in the creative world?
Well,
Think about that.
based on what I'm looking at, I feel like, and this is just something like not to be like not 1000% positive and happy go lucky, but when I started breaking, like to answer Prevail's question, I started breaking in 97. Um, there's just times we would see like some OGs were like really cohesive and smart, and you could tell what their moves were when they were younger, and they got shorties. And then some OGs, like, you could tell like they never got past a certain point, you know um and I feel like that's just what's going to happen. Like, some of us are really going to ascend. We're going to keep growing and evolving, and make it to that next stage of whatever in life, and then some of us are going to just kind of stay stuck in one place. And that's really, and that's really your personal choice. Like, the
Yeah.
choices that you make will determine that. um but yeah, I just feel like some of us is like gonna do that work, that uncomfortable work of unpacking
Mm,
the internalized things that we have that are actually not conducive to making the world a better place. And some of us are just gonna keep holding that stuff because it's our comfort zone, even though it's really toxic.
I hear
So
you.
that's what I see. Like, I see like those of us who are gonna keep growing, we're gonna grow. We're gonna have like a whole renaissance. It's gonna be lit, because it's going to be people who are not carrying the toxic shit that we've been carrying all this time,
Right.
treating ourselves and each other properly. So people are going to feel better. We're going to connect with each other on a deeper level because now it's safer to be vulnerable and safer to be
Mm,
yourself. So it's going to be awesome in the future. I just hope we can all get there. It
I
depends
feel
on
you.
everybody, you know?
Wow, I feel you. And Prevail was saying the 80s was a tough time for New York City with the
Yes,
crack epidemic
exactly.
and
And angel dust. Angel dust. Um, yeah, exactly. And there's like difficult stages that we go through, and it's like either you're gonna have like these dreams that you're like, I know I started here, but I have this one tool and I'm gonna use it to get to here, you know? It's
yeah.
up to you.
And you have a lot of tools.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? Fill up the toolbox.
There you go, because you're gonna need it um,
Okay?
sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you, because you've been to Holland, you've been to
Yeah.
Europe, I've missed you, like nobody introduced us. So I'm extremely grateful for the Hip Hop House to introduce me to you right now so that I can see you on my feed and
Yes.
have a blessed day when I see you. But
Word. Shout out to Runa. Thank you.
right, shout out to her, the mama. So can you tell me what the first thing is that you would do if you would be in, if you be on a plane today
Oh,
to the Netherlands? You got to
oh,
come here. You can't go anywhere else.
oh,
That's
of course. Of
first of all.
course. What? You know it.
What would be your first thing that you would do when you get here?
I mean, I feel like it would be my usual thing that I do when I get there. You know, I get out at Schiphol, I jump on that train, go to Rotterdam,
There you go.
meet up with Aruna, visit HipHop House. What else? I visit my friend Archie. I probably hit like that cute little cannabis store that's organic in Rotterdam. I
Mm,
of it, but they were super cute.
wow.
Um, yeah, I mean, I kind of last year, I took 3 weeks in the Netherlands to hold space just for myself, which I'd never done before. So, and it was very similar to quarantine, where I wasn't particularly working. I was staying indoors a lot of the time. I would come out to meet friends, you know, and work a little bit, but like I was basically taking care of myself, which,
Right.
and it was really good work for me because sometimes, you know, I can feel guilty, um, just for like self care things personally, which is
Mm.
an internalized thing that I'm personally working on. Um, so yeah, like if I was in the Netherlands, oh my goodness, I think I would also go check out some kicks, just to look at some kicks. Oh, and I have those little pancakes. What? With some alcohol. Okay.
Well, poker chips. You'll have poker chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also link up with my homie Esther. We'd go do some Buddhism stuff. Cause yeah, my Buddhism practice is all over the world. I practice at the HDI, so yeah. Yeah.
You would have a full agenda.
Always, always,
Always. Great
always.
stuff. Great stuff. And is there, because I see we only have like 3 minutes left.
Jam.
Yeah, that's how fast it goes. Can you tell us something about what your day is going to be like?
Today?
Right. Share with
Oh.
us.
Today I'm going to finish my curriculum that I'm going to be teaching this summer at the Girls Club, which is going to be interesting because we're going to be in person, but we're going to wear a mask. I don't think we're allowed to touch each other. You know,
Mm.
before I leave the house, I have to like check my symptoms. I got to check my temperature when I arrive. Like it's a new thing. So just, you know, figuring out what that's going to be like. And then, yeah, gonna work on that, and I'm gonna do some chanting with my friend. You know, Buddhism, we chant, so I'm gonna chant with her just so that we can both be consistent in our spiritual practice.
Wow.
And I'm gonna chill. Yesterday I had like a whole long work day, so today I'm gonna chill.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So I'm asking everybody if there's still questions. People love your shirt, Tara.
Oh, thank you.
It
I
is
got it.
gorgeous.
Thrift
It is
store for
gorgeous.
$6.
There you go.
See, I always been about this life. I've never been big on spending like mad money on clothes. Only kicks.
Only kicks. Wow. Come on.
Sometimes.
Standards. Come on now. And Leal says, shout out to Tasha's Hugs. That makes me happy because he's one of my
Yes.
victims.
Oh
He's
my
one of my
goodness.
serious victims.
I'm gonna be hugging everybody when I finally get to the Netherlands soil. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I can't wait for that either. So if people still want to ask something, they have only 30 seconds remaining. And well, I'm going to take that time to thank you for
Thank you.
your spirit, for your energy, and for you allowing us to see you, who you are, like for who you are. And it was beautiful getting to know you. And I think I speak for everybody when I said that you are a true inspiration and
Thank
so
you.
much more than what your bio says.
Yeah, I need to work with a professional on that.
Nah, you just need to smile and they'll see you. So I want to thank everybody for joining in. We have 4, 3. I love you, Tara. Thank you so
Love
much.
you.